Good evening, everyone. My name is Mensah Alkebu-Lan. I'm a software engineer with Universal Equations. It dawned on me today that, I'm really excited that a lot of people are getting into the coding space. A lot of people are getting interested in coding, whether it's Python, JavaScript, etc. But specifically for my JVM developers, the dark side of that coin is that y'all all want to code, but y'all don't want to talk about garbage collection with all the wonderful things that's been going on with garbage collection, or what we call in the space GC. It does the engineers that are putting out this, that are doing this work to get us closer to pauseless Java, is doing them a disservice not to acknowledge the great work that they've been doing to get us closer to pauseless Java. And again, if you're on Node.js, if you're doing Python, I can give you a pass. But if you code on the JVM, if you're doing Java or Scala, etc., then there's really no excuse not to be in the loop when it comes to a lot of the work that's been doing with regards to GC. Now, there's some experimental stuff that's going on with the latest release, Java 13, and I only expect that to continue. But there are some things that there are some improvements to some of the existing garbage collection mechanisms that I think we should talk about. So let's just focus on G1, or what they call garbage first garbage collection. I know you got the Shenandoah that's just coming out, and you got the ZGC. There's a lot of exciting things around those two, but I think we're just going to focus on the G1. And there's two features especially that I kind of wanted to focus on. The first one is, the way G1 works, and actually Shenandoah actually works very similarly in some respects. But G1, separates. It comes up with a collection of regions that it wants to garbage collect, and like I said, the engineers are smart enough to allow G1 in this Java 12 release to mark some regions as mandatory regions that have to be garbage collected, and some region is optional. So it can further make a calculation or determination of how many of these regions can be collected during this garbage collection in the allowable pause time. So it's genius, right? So obviously it's going to do garbage collection on the mandatory regions, but it's going to do garbage collection on the optional regions if it's possible and if it's necessary. So that's pretty genius. And the second thing has to do with freeing up unused memory a little bit sooner, because now it has a better idea of when G1. Now again, this is the Java 12 release. Java 12 release is focused on that. So G1 has a better idea of when the application is relatively inactive. So with that, it can release this free memory sooner, because otherwise either got to do a full GC or you're going to do a concurrent GC, but the concurrent GC almost never happens, right? So you basically just don't have any GC at all. But this GC, this G1 now is intelligent enough to know, like, okay, I know I'm not going to do a full GC, but I think when I can figure out when the application is a little more inactive, to where I can now do the concurrent GC and free up some of that memory, particularly if it's empty memory regions back to the system. So again, two really nice things about the JDK, the GC of the JDK that's in Java 12. Again, this is not experimental. You can use this, and obviously you got your flags, your JVM flags that you put in to configure it. But you all are used to that, right? But again, great stuff. I'll let y'all get back to whatever y'all was doing. Happy coding. Peace.